Hello, welcome back to the Heathland, and today we're in a new location. So today I thought I'd come and sit on my bed because it's quite a miserable looking day outside, and I thought I just wanted to be kind of cosy, you know, all just wrapped up in the quilt. I don't know, just felt right. So hey, if you're new, hi, my name's Heather. I make vlogs and fashion videos, music and all sorts of other random stuff here. So stick around if you enjoy what you see, subscribe down below. And today I'm going to be doing the theatre tag. Theatre is a massive passion of mine and I don't talk about it much here, so I thought today we'd do the theatre tag. I haven't really pre-read this. I read it a while ago when I put it down on my video ideas list. So this will be off the bat, so let's go. Question 1. When did you first start getting into theatre? So my whole life I've kind of been a bit of a performer, I guess. Essentially, when I was 4 to 5, I played Mary in the school nativity, and it's funny because I actually wasn't supposed to. I was the understudy. And the girl decided she didn't want to go on, and I got to play Mary, and it was really funny. And I'd insert clips if I could, but it's literally like so long ago that it's on like my mum's old camera, and she needs to get it all developed and stuff. So one day we'll totally react to that. Since then I'd kind of been into performing. I'd never called myself a performer, and then in year 9 that's when I decided it was something I kind of wanted to do. That's when I had to pick my options for GCSE, so I picked music and drama because originally I want to do musical theatre, which has changed slightly more now, but that's kind of, I suppose, when it really became obvious to me that I really enjoyed doing it. Question 2. How many shows have you been in? This one's like, I've got to think about this. I'm not going to count school shows because they're like separate, if you know what I mean, and I did a hell of a lot of school shows. Doing shows that were completely scripted and not just showcases, I have done 5 currently, and I'm working on 2 at the moment. One will be performed in September, the other in November. And those shows were The Wizard of Oz, Girls Like That, 13 the Musical, Les Miserables, and then Our House, but I wasn't in Our House, I was in production side in Our House. I was deputy stage manager, and then I'm currently in Cats, and I'm doing Imaginary, which is a brand new show, so I'm super excited for those. Question 3, the favourite role I've ever played. I'm not gonna lie, I've not had many main parts, or named parts at least, but my favourite, I guess, would probably have to be at college. We did an end of year show. We did Our Country's Good, which is such a good play, like, what? And I played Captain Arthur Phillip in the second half, and I really enjoyed it. I love doing plays, but other than that, my favourite character to play was definitely Girls Like That, and I did play the girl with the aviator goggles. It's a monologue in there. It's not a very well known play, but that play just has something special in my heart, and I just have a certain love for straight plays rather than musicals. Question 4. A tip you always give new theatre people. This is weird because I'm not one to give out advice to new theatre people, but I do a lot of teaching of drama at my old high school, and I think the thing I find myself telling people most is that literally just go for it because no one else cares. Like, that's something that I guess is, I end up saying a lot, like, just do it, just go for it, because the minute that you doubt yourself, it isn't going to go well at all. 5 is biggest theatre pet peeve, and I've got to say I've got 2 main ones, and this sounds so negative, but they do really get on my nerves. The first one is people not turning up to rehearsal without a valid reason. Obviously, if you've got something going on in your life and you can't come to rehearsal, totally understandable. I completely respect that. It's when people just kind of don't turn up because they can't be bothered, and especially because it normally ends up being those people who have parts, and I'm like, oh my god, just turn up. I'd kill to be in your position. But I think that's also just a personal thing for me because like I hate being late, I hate missing rehearsal. It's like the worst feeling for me. Then my second one would definitely be people disrespecting the tech team or the crew or the director or anyone that is behind the scenes. It bugs the hell out of me when people complain at a tech rehearsal or complain about like, oh, this isn't going right, when it's like being on both sides of it makes it so different, and it's so frustrating when people are just abusive towards the tech people when they're just kind of doing what they've been told. Like, it's not an easy job, and it's, you know, most of the time their job is to sort out your issues. So like, don't shoot tech in the foot because you literally can't do it without them. Question 6, biggest strength and weakness. This one's more difficult. Strengths. I'd say one massive strength for me is that I've got a really good memory. I've just been blessed with a memory that can just contain like everyone's lines. Like most of the time, if someone doesn't know where to be or what to do, like I'm the sort of person that they go to and ask because I just have a good memory, which I've really been blessed with. And I'd also say, not necessarily just stage confidence, but confidence in rehearsal. If I don't know something, like I'm going to say something. If I'm doubting something, I'll openly say. And people sometimes, I find, look to me to do that, which I like doing. It means, and I think that's mostly because I also flip between being on stage and being off stage, and like being able to question is like quite important, I find. And yeah, I'm normally left in charge of set and stuff, so I need to know what's going down, and if I don't think something's right, I'll be like, yo, don't think that's right, my dude. My biggest weakness is definitely just being too emotional, not in a sense where it's like, you know, on stage, but I take a lot of things to heart, and I don't mean to, and I know that what everyone's saying is either constructive or not getting a part is for a reason, but it does just blow my self-confidence a bit, and that's just because I'm a bit insecure, and that's why I need to work on self-love and know that sometimes it's just not right, you know? Question 7, biggest inspiration in theatre. I'd say I don't really have a massive inspiration in theatre, but my biggest original inspiration was definitely David Tennant. He came from like such a normal family, and now, I mean, like, look at him. And other inspirations really just like those who have taught me or directed with me. My drama teacher for GCSE, and then my 2 directors that I've worked with. I guess, to be honest, they inspire me the most because it just, you know, it means so much to dedicate yourself to youth theatre, and I don't know, I've learnt something from each and every one of them, and it's improved me as an actor, so kudos to you guys, love you lot. Question 8, what is your dream role? So I'm not really one to latch onto a dream role. I don't necessarily have any outside of really, it's confusing. Basically, whenever I do a show, I normally don't know the show that well. And then I learn about the show, and then I'm in love with it. And then I latch onto characters that I wish I could play. So for example, in Our House, I wasn't even in Our House, but I'd kill to play Sarah from Our House. It'd be so good. I think she's such a love, like, her songs are really good, and I just like her character a lot. I'd literally play anyone from Girls Like That again, because so good. If I could dance Demeter in Cats, what? Like, yes, I just like her character and the vocals, and yes. Question 9, do you prefer plays or musicals? This question is definitely something that I've toyed with myself over like the past few years. I definitely have to say plays overall. I definitely prefer being in plays, but I do still love musicals, like, don't get me wrong, I love going and watching a musical, especially over on the West End, like, always great. However, personally, I just connect with plays more, and I just really like the direction behind plays, and that's why I like musicals which are a lot more acting based rather than singing and acting. I just really enjoy them. Number 10, what's your favourite improv game? I haven't played this game in so long, but I used to love it. So basically, two people, you'd stand in a circle, two people would be in the middle, and they'd start a scene. They'd be like, they wouldn't even just be given anything. So two people would start a scene, and they'd be acting and improving. And then someone in the circle could shout freeze, and you'd have to stay in the position. So let's say like this person's lying down, this person stood. They'd go tap one of them out, get in their position, and completely change the storyline. Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. It was just such a fun like concept to just completely change it just from one position. I just love that game. Number 11 is, what is your favourite show? And I'm assuming like more, what is your favourite play? I don't know, I'm not 100% sure about that one. Hey, Editing Heather here. So, I've completely like interpreted this question like wrong, but basically, yeah, it was asking like favourite shows that like assumably that I've watched or been in, but I'm going to exclude ones I've been in, and I'd have to say Blood Brothers or Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd was really good and I really enjoyed it, and it was a show that I saw with like everyone from my GCSE class, and it was just a nice time. And Blood Brothers is my all-time favourite musical, so yeah. Number 12, what has been your most embarrassing on-stage moment? I don't really know if I've had an embarrassing on-stage moment, to be honest. No, I don't think I've really had one. 13, what has been your best off-stage moment? This is difficult for me because I literally had a whole off-stage show, but I'd either say doing that last show of Our House and also doing my first show, because I'd never DSM'd a show before and it was so amazing. It was such a buzz, and at the end I just remember like crying, and it was just so good. Either that, or actually I'm gonna go for when we did a sits probe for Les Mis, and it was the most like, it's such an emotional show already, but we made such like a bond as a cast, and Zach, who played Jean Valjean, was singing, and it's right after Empty Chairs, Empty Tables. I don't know what the number's actually called, and he was singing it, and he was just tearing up, and he was just crying, and then he was like, and he said, "Who am I?" And we all sang, "You're Jean Valjean," and oh my god, we were all a wreck. Everyone was freaking emotional as heck. It was just a beautiful moment where it was like, I've really created something special here. 14 is, what has been your most challenging role to play? This is, I guess this isn't on stage as such, but for my final piece of GCSE drama, we did a piece, basically it was for the devised section, and my friend and I did, it was basically a lot of chair duets, but it was about a woman being like abused emotionally, physically, and how it changed, because the stimulus was change, how it changed her. And the idea was that my friend was directly that person, and I was her inner thought, like telling her that she was wrong. And I'd say being a fictional, like a completely, not just a fictional character, but more, I was playing an idea, essentially. I was playing like a thought, and it was so interesting to play. But I'd say that was definitely most challenging for me, because I was nowhere near as advanced as I am now, and also because I really wanted it to go well, because the idea itself meant so much to me. Number 15 is, what would you be doing if theatre didn't exist? To be honest, probably not a hell of a lot. However, before I was massively devoted to theatre, I have always been into music, and I've always been a musician, so I guess I'd just be doing that. But I can't imagine a world without me going to rehearsals constantly, so dunno. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I hope you know a little bit more about me. Comment down below what's the favourite piece of theatre that you've ever seen, and subscribe for more content like this. And I'll see you in a video on Wednesday. Bye!